The city had just started waking up when the sun brushed its golden fingers across the cafe's windows. It was a small place, quiet, cozy, and mostly ignored by the rush of life outside. Except today, something felt different. Something felt like it was waiting to happen. Ryan Carter sat at his usual corner table, a steaming mug of coffee beside his open laptop. His brown hair was messy in the way that somehow looked intentional, and the half-tired, half-focused expression on his face made him look like someone who slept only when his thoughts stopped racing, which was never. He had come here every morning for the past 2 years. Same place. Same time. Same order. But today, something unusual cut through the pattern. Running footsteps. Fast. Nervous. Familiar. He looked up, confused at first, then surprised. Emily Parker. She was out of breath, cheeks slightly flushed from rushing, her ponytail messy as if she tied it while running. A folder clutched in her hand and panic in her eyes. "Ryan," she gasped, stopping right in front of his table. He blinked. "Emily? You okay? You look like you ran a marathon." "Worse." She leaned forward, trying to catch her breath. "My parents." He raised an eyebrow. "What about them?" "They're here." "Here? Like here in the cafe?" "No. Here as in the city. And they're on their way to meet me in," she checked her phone, 22 minutes. "Okay, but why do you look like you're escaping from the police?" She squeezed her eyes shut. "Because I told them I had a boyfriend." He stared. "And, you don't?" "No. That's the problem." "Emily." She opened her eyes, took a deep breath, and said it in one fast, desperate sentence. "I need you to act as my boyfriend." Ryan froze. Her words hung in the air like a spark waiting for something flammable to touch it. "Me?" he asked. "Yes, you. Please. You're the only guy my parents know exists in my life. They like you. Sort of. Okay, not like, but they've heard of you. You're safe. Stable. Employed. You don't own a motorcycle. You haven't been to jail. You're exactly the kind of guy they'd approve. And this, boyfriend thing? How long have you been lying about it?" 5 months. 5 months? She winced. "I panicked, okay? Every time they asked about my love life, I told them I wasn't ready. Mom thought something was wrong with me emotionally. Dad thought I was secretly dating a criminal. They kept nagging. And then one day, I accidentally told them I was seeing someone. It just slipped out. How do you accidentally tell somebody you have a boyfriend?" "Panic, Ryan. Panic makes people do stupid things." He rubbed his face, half annoyed, half amused. "And now they want to meet this imaginary boyfriend." "Yes. And you want that imaginary boyfriend to be me?" "Yes." Ryan leaned back, arms crossed, pretending to think deeply. Emily stared at him with wide, desperate eyes. "Please," she whispered. "I'm begging you." She didn't know it, but she didn't need to beg. Not to him. Not ever. Ryan had liked her for months. Maybe longer. But he never said anything. She was bright, ambitious, stubborn, and far out of his league. Helping her wasn't the problem. But pretending to be her boyfriend. That was dangerous. For him. Because he wasn't sure he'd be able to pretend. He looked at her, at the panic in her face, the way she fiddled with her fingers, the way she trusted him enough to run to him first. And then he said the words that changed everything. Ryan smirked softly. "And what if," he leaned closer, "I actually want the role?" Emily froze. What does that mean?" she whispered. "It means," he said casually, "if I'm going to be your boyfriend, even a fake one, I might as well put my heart into the performance. Her breath caught for a moment. She didn't understand it fully, but she felt something shift in the air. Something unfamiliar. Something warm. But she shook her head quickly. No time. I'll overthink this later. Please, just, come with me. Help me survive this disaster. He grabbed his coat. Lead the way. Emily's parents were already waiting outside the small restaurant she booked. Her mother, Grace Parker, was waving excitedly, her father, David Parker, standing beside her with his usual strict but soft expression. Emily swallowed hard. Okay. Remember, don't overdo it. Ryan stepped beside her. No promises. She shot him a glare, but her heart was racing for another reason entirely. Mom. Dad. Emily greeted, forcing a smile. Her mother hugged her tight. Sweetheart. You look beautiful. And this must be. Ryan stepped forward, extending his hand confidently. Ryan. Nice to finally meet you both. Her father shook his hand with a firm nod. Good grip. Good start. Emily almost facepalmed. Dad, seriously? But then. Ryan gently reached for Emily's hand. Naturally. Smoothly. Like it was something he did every day. She turned to him sharply, whispering. You didn't have to hold my hand. He whispered back, thought I was playing the role. Her cheeks burned. Her mother giggled, look at them. They're adorable. Emily tried to pull her hand away, but Ryan didn't let go. Not too tight. Just, enough. Her father nodded approvingly. Well. At least he's not afraid of public affection. Dad. Emily squeaked. Ryan tried not to laugh. Inside the restaurant, things got even more complicated. Ryan pulled out Emily's chair before sitting down. Her mother gasped. What a gentleman. Emily glared at him. Stop being good at this. I'm just being myself, he whispered back. That's the problem, she whispered. Her dad cleared his throat. So, Ryan, how long have you two been dating? Emily panicked. She didn't think this far. Before she could say something stupid, Ryan answered smoothly. A few months. Emily's heart jumped. Her parents looked delighted. Her dad smirked. Who confessed? Emily kicked him under the table hard. But Ryan didn't flinch. She did, he said confidently. Ryan, she hissed. What? He whispered. You want them to think you bullied me into dating? Her mother beamed. Well, Emily always was the bold one. Emily covered her face. She wanted to disappear. But her heart wasn't mad. It was melting. Because he made it feel so real. Too real. After 2 hours of adorable horror, embarrassing stories, and too many "when's the wedding" jokes, her parents finally left. Emily stood outside with Ryan, evening breeze brushing her hair. She let out the breath she'd been holding. That was, surprisingly painless, Ryan said. That was mortifying, Emily corrected. Then added softly, but you were, surprisingly good at pretending. Ryan stepped closer. I wasn't pretending. Her heart stopped. What? I meant what I said earlier. He reached up, gently tucking a loose strand of hair behind her ear. I want the role. Her lips parted, but no words came out. I get it if you don't feel the same, he said softly. Just tell me to stop. And I will. She didn't tell him to stop. She didn't move away. Instead, she asked something she never expected herself to ask. Why me, Ryan? He took her hand, really took it this time, not for show. Because you're the only person who makes me feel like I'm both good enough, and wanting to be better. Her eyes softened. No one had ever said something like that to her. And if all this was fake, he said slowly, it was the best fake moment of my life. Her voice trembled. I don't want it to be fake either. Silence. Warm. Soft. Charged with something new. Emily took a small step closer. Ryan leaned in. But she pressed her finger gently against his chest. Not yet, she whispered. His eyes widened. I want it, she said softly. I'm just scared. Ryan's voice dropped. I'll wait. He wasn't disappointed. He wasn't upset. He was patient. And that's what broke her heart a little, in the best way. The following weeks were a slow-burning wildfire. Somehow, they continued the act. Not because of her parents. But because neither wanted to stop. Coffee runs turned into mini-dates. Texting became constant. Hand-holding became natural. His jacket somehow kept ending up around her shoulders. Her head somehow kept ending up on his shoulder. One night, as they walked home after dinner, she asked. Ryan, why didn't you ever tell me you liked me? His voice was quiet. Would you have believed it? She didn't answer, because she knew she wouldn't have. She always thought he saw her as chaos. As trouble. As someone too loud, too messy, too unpredictable. But Ryan shook his head. You weren't chaos, Emily. You were color. The kind my world didn't know it needed. She stopped walking. Her heart wasn't racing from confusion anymore. It was racing from truth. Ryan. He held out his hand. Come here. She stepped into his arms without hesitation. He didn't kiss her. He just held her. Warm. Safe. Certain. Whenever you're ready, he whispered. No rush. No one had ever waited for her before.